Got a great show for you today. And good job by Major League Baseball on this one, postponing the game. Plenty of time for everybody to make their plans and adjustments to go tomorrow at 1:07. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
It ain't going to be easy, though, bro. That's not going to be easy.
Depends how badly you want to go, I guess.
Oh, well, what if your boss says no?
There's not a single boss again. I keep telling you this.
There are.
No.
Yes.
There used to be a time, I agree, in this country, in this city, when you'd have a hard-ass boss that would say, look, I pay to come to work. You're not taking a day off. You're not sick. You're not going. Evan, we don't even make people physically come to work anymore.
Well, that's us. That's our company.
That's every company.
Not real. Listen, here's my proof, and tell me if I'm wrong. Spot the lie, as I say sometimes. About 5 hours ago, the get-in price on the secondary market was about $100 to go to Game 2 Yankees-Cleveland.
Okay.
I just checked.
Yeah.
Now it's a 1 o'clock game on a Friday. The get-in price, $52.
So it's basically half is what you're saying.
Well, yes, because it's not
me?
easy to go to a Friday afternoon game. Now, we all have our selfish needs. So selfishly, are we happy it's a 1 o'clock game? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't have to work tomorrow. It's great. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm thrilled about it. Go home, drink, watch the Yankee game, go to senior night at the kids' high school football game, drink more, and then call it a night. I mean, I'm pretty excited about tomorrow, to be honest with you.
But clearly, the majority of people are going to have a difficult time getting their boss to
sour
say yes.
diesel. Watch a movie I've seen 50 times again at 2 o'clock in the morning and wonder what I'm doing with my life. Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic Friday night for me, buddy. No, listen, obviously, if you're going to a game that's after normal work hours, yeah, for sure, it's easier to go than going to a weekday game at 1 o'clock. So I understand completely why the secondary market in the moment has collapsed in half. But the building is still going to be filled to the rafters. Just depends on who's going now. There are going to be people for sure that now can't go. Work obligations, as you're saying, family obligations, kids, babysitters, pre-planned events, parties, whatever the case may be. So I'm very sensitive to that and cognizant of that. But they did a good job canceling the game.
Yeah, listen, Craig,
They had this game canceled by noon today.
I think Major League Baseball did the absolute right thing because from a competitive fairness standpoint.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. Break up. Hey, John Heyman, just wanted to let you know that 2 hours ago, the Yankees put out a press release. I put out a tweet saying the game has been canceled. Way to be up on things. Way to have that story right. He works for the Post. That's what happened.
I've heard.
He traded all journalistic integrity in when he decided to get a job with the New York Post. And then Marchand retweets Heyman's tweet that came 15 minutes after not only I tweeted it out, but forget about me, the Yankees.
Right.
The team hosting the divisional series playoff game announced themselves that today's game has been postponed to 1:07 tomorrow. 15 minutes after the Yankees officially announced it, the New York Post announced it like it was a breaking news story and then congratulated themselves for having the information. That's the crap you deal with over there. Fascinating to me. Oh, and then he said, but the weather tomorrow not looking very good.
That's not true.
Of course it's not true.
Oh, okay.
So then 5 minutes after that, he wrote, big change in the weather. Looks like they're going to be able to play tomorrow.
The weather's going to be gorgeous tomorrow.
I think when you go to the Post, you just decide to become an idiot.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, it's fascinating to me. It really is. And listen, I respect their agenda against me. That's fine. I can live with it. I do what I do anyway. But come on, you got to be better than that. When the New York Yankees officially announced that the game was postponed, you can't announce it yourself 15 minutes later and then have colleagues congratulating you for having the information.
Congrats on that scoop. You got it before anybody else.
Yeah, nice job on that, buddy.
Just not the Yankees.
Holy moly. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, all I was saying is, obviously they had to rain this game out.
They had
the worst-case scenario is starting the game and then having to stop it, or even making fans wait for 3 hours like they did down in Atlanta.
Well, so that's the question, right? I asked Big Mac this. You were there in our office earlier today. Listen, 1 o'clock is tough for some people. I don't want to poo-poo that. You're right. It is tough for a lot of people because of work, whatever it is, right? if I gave you the choice, what you just said, A, start the game recognizing there are going to be times you're going to have to stop the game. Do you want to do that? Or B, if I told you, making up a scenario here, that they could get the whole game in uninterrupted, but you don't start till 9:37.
No.
What are you doing?
No, you're canceling the game and playing at 1 o'clock.
I think so,
But
too.
my biggest problem is, and I saw how the Yankees worded it, and good job by them, they told people, hey, we're sorry, game's been rained out. You can use those tickets for tomorrow,
Right.
and there are absolutely no refunds and no exchanges. And then I got a problem with, and that's not the Yankees, that's Major League Baseball, because what are you supposed to do? And there are thousands of people listening to us right now in this situation where they say, look, I cannot go tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can't. They can't get a refund. They can't exchange it. So they have one option other than giving it to a friend. Their option is to go on the secondary market and hope to get your money back.
And to sell it.
How is that fair?
Listen,
And you know what makes it ridiculous?
Yeah.
There are tickets available for Game 5 of the ALDS. There are tickets available for the American League Championship Series. An exchange can work.
Well,
there
I
are
guess
tickets. It's not like every game is sold out.
I understand not letting someone exchange it for the ALCS.
Pay the difference. Pay the
Because that
difference.
ticket's going to be more valuable.
That's right. Pay the
Yeah.
difference.
So
Done. Solved it.
Yeah, I also don't know how many tickets are available. I'm sure there are some. I don't know how many.
It depends which game. There are tickets available.
It's a weird thing. I would think it's a playoff game. The tickets are going to sell, but you have this very small window. So let's play it out for a second. Let's say, and you're right, I want to be clear about it. Evan's right. The New York Yankees do not control this. Major League Baseball does. It's not a Yankee issue. It's an MLB issue, to be very clear about. So don't yell and scream about the Yankees. They got nothing to do with it,
And the
right?
Yankees even put in their release pursuant to MLB rules because they want
Pursuant, yeah.
Pursuant, tomato.
Fair enough.
Roof rough. The Yankees wanted to make clear. Don't yell at us.
Yeah, don't. It's a Major League Baseball essentially controls all postseason ticket pricing and ticket rules. There's a little wiggle room in the pricing, but I don't want to get in the weeds on it. MLB does control it. So here's the deal. Let's say you allowed somebody to get their money back for the ticket that they bought directly from one of the MLB apps, not a secondary ticket.
Right,
Then you're
from
on your
the New
own.
York Yankees.
You
Yeah.
buy the ticket from the Yankees. You can't go now. You want your money back or a credit, worst case scenario,
Right.
to something else, right? The problem with that is now you're giving the Yankees 18 hours to sell the tickets.
Better than the
Right.
customer.
Not if you're Major League Baseball and the Yankees.
Well, no, I understand that, but you have folks who buy one playoff game, maybe two playoff games a year or in their lifetime.
Sure.
And you're now telling them to become a ticket broker. That's what you're telling them.
If they can't go to the game and they're not going to give the tickets away, you have no choice, unfortunately, but go to the secondary market and sell it.
And I
You're
think
dead
that's
on.
wrong. And I think it's especially wrong when you have the ability to exchange tickets.
Sure.
There are tickets available for future games. I'm not saying there's a lot,
Right.
but there are some, or a credit. And Major League Baseball should do a better job, and they don't do a good job with their customers. They do a terrible job with their customers, and they do it routinely all the time. I love this sport. I hate the way it's run.
Yeah, I
Because a
guess-
lot of times they just basically tell their fans, go F yourself. And I
Well,
think this is a small example of that.
Yeah, at the same time, they did a great job postponing the game by noon, so at least you have enough time to try to make plans, cancel babysitters, let people know that you're not, whatever the case may be. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited. I can't tell you. Maybe you have the answer. I don't have the answer. When was the last time the New York Yankees had a 1 o'clock home playoff game?
Game 2, ALDS 2006. And I think that makes some people nervous because you remember that day in the shadows facing Joel Zumaya and Justin Verlander and A-Rod striking out with the bases loaded. And that series turned after a rainout. They had won Game 1 against the Tigers. I think Jeter had a big night. And everything turned after a rainout and a day game the next day.
Now, to
but
be
that's
fair,
the last
that game has
time.
nothing at all to do with what happens tomorrow, but I got you. That's why I asked the question.
Here's what it has to do with. Obviously, other than Justin Verlander, no
But
one's
that's
in the
crazy.
majors
So
anymore.
It's been almost 2 decades since the Yankees had a home 1 o'clock playoff game.
During the week, yes.
God,
Even the
I got
weekend,
you.
actually, too. I don't even think there's been a weekend 1 o'clock
So
game.
tomorrow's special.
Tomorrow is very, very
Oh.
special, and it's unique.
It's going to be great. And we're all going to be together here at work, watching the game together, talking about the game together, the ups and downs, the ebbs, the flows. I'm going to bring in a Dorale. I'll get you the raviolis. I'll get you the wings. And we can all sit here together as a family and watch the game if that's what
I
you
was
guys
going to bring
want.
in Ralph's, too, by the way. You guys want?
I have Ralph's coming today. I'm good. Thank you.
You don't want tomorrow?
Of course I want
Okay,
tomorrow.
I'm bringing it in tomorrow. It's on me.
Yeah, Big Mac, you in on that?
100%.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, great.
100%.
Tommy,
If we're watching the game all together here
Yeah.
at the studio, I will be here with bells
What
on.
do you currently have other plans then to be here or no? As of right now in the moment, just wondering.
I'm not sure.
Because it sounded to me right there like you're willing to change your plans to be here with me and Evan.
There are some balls in the air, but when you come calling, the balls land in your favor, sir.
Now you are talking.
There you
Just
go.
like Dak Prescott, my balls are popping. All right, very, very good. All right, anyway, we want to get all your calls, your reaction to the postponement, how it puts you out, or maybe, it's funny, Evan. Yeah, in gambling, there's a term called a bad beat.
Yes.
And a lot of shows, I think Scott Van Pelt does it on his show. On ESPN, he has like a whole segment of a bad beat. I've always had a problem with the concept of a bad beat. Not that I haven't lived it, I have, obviously.
Because someone won?
Somebody won.
Yes, I've always thought that.
There's always somebody on the other side, right?
Right.
Who wins because you had to suffer through a bad beat. So for all the people that are going to call us today, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot saying, I can't believe I can't go to the game now. I have plans tomorrow, whatever the case may be, and they are being put out, and they're going to miss out on an opportunity to go to a playoff game. There's going to be somebody else that gets to go who otherwise wasn't going to go.
There are people who will look at this change and say, this is freaking awesome.
Great.
I'm going to Yankee Stadium. I mean, no doubt about it, especially if they work for a company similar to ours that basically say Friday's a Saturday.
Yeah,
you don't have to come in.
Nobody ever comes into this building on Friday, so I know our entire sales staff is available to go to the game. And everybody else that normally works in this building, and they work very hard at their jobs, just not on Fridays. So anyway, we got lots to do with you. 877-337-6666. You do have a football game tonight. On paper, it ain't great. Chicago and Washington, two of the least producing offenses in the NFL right now. Someone's got to win the game, I suppose, right? Chicago has a chance to be 500. Washington coming on the heels of Ron Rivera blaming Carson Wentz. And now this report that came out today that has been completely refuted moments ago by the Washington Commodores in an official release, which I'll read to you in a little bit. Categorically denying every accusation in this ESPN report regarding Daniel Snyder.
Oh, they're denying it?
They're categorically denying it.
It means nothing.
They are the claim was that Daniel Snyder told somebody that he's got dirt on a lot of NFL owners and on the commissioner.
Right.
And if he is forced to sell the franchise, which has been debated publicly because of all the nonsense that has gone on in Washington with the workplace harassment and all the other stuff over there, that he will take the NFL down and reveal everybody's dirty laundry.
Yeah, it's probably true.
That's called blackmail.
Well, but it's also true because all you have to do is follow the bouncing ball here. What has Roger Goodell ever done to Daniel Snyder? What has he done? He's protected him.
That's right.
From jump, he's protected him. We're not going to release what we found in our investigation. That's nobody's business. I have no idea what happened. So the actions of the NFL certainly seem like an organization that could very well think, wow, Daniel Snyder could blow the whole thing up.
Yeah, because the point you're making is, why has the NFL gone out of its way to protect Daniel Snyder? Why have ESPN reporters gone out of their way to protect certain Washington executives when it came to pieces they were writing, famously now, right?
Right.
Why haven't they come down other than a one-time, I think it was a $10 million fine regarding the workplace harassment? Is it because Daniel Snyder does have dirt on the commissioner and on other owners? And here's what I think about that. Everyone listening to us right now, man, woman, your child, doesn't matter. You know what's in your closet. You know 100% what you've done. And if you're clean, you know you're clean. If you've done things, whether you thought somebody was aware of them or not, you know every bit of dirty laundry that is sitting in your closet, if you have any at all. So, who's sweating right now? I'm not going to name names because who knows? No,
everybody.
No. Like, I think if you're a guy that knows that there's nothing in your closet.
Oh, then you're not sweating, sure.
Hey, listen, bring it. I got nothing to sweat. I know I've lived my life. Now, like, I'll use me. I know my dirty laundry. It's also very public, right?
Right.
So I know it's out there. Like, well, so you can't get me now. I've already been gotten, right? But there are people out there that have lived their life on a high horse, some of them sanctimonious, some of them, and on and on and on.
But don't you think there are
who
a
have
lot of
stuff
people
in their background that they do not want out?
Don't you think there are a lot of people? It's an old George Costanza line, but I sort of believe it. That it's not a lie if you believe it. That there are a lot of people.
I think there are a lot of people like that, Evan.
who actually believe that they never did the things that they actually did.
Now, to be clear, I know I wasn't the backup third baseman for the Phillies in the mid to late 90s.
What?
I can own that, all right? Because I know that's coming. I know that's coming. There's a lot of Hooters girls that don't know it, but I'm well aware of it. But I like to say it because it makes me feel good.
Wow. Who knew we'd get that breakthrough today?
So feel free if you want to use our show today just to come clean about something, so at least it's out there. So when someone comes after you, you can say, I don't know what you're coming after me for. I already revealed that on Carton and Robbins.
Right.
That'd be right. So we're going to start here. Tommy, you're first. Go. He's got nothing. Look at that. All of a sudden, the cat got the canary. Guy that wants to talk all the time, wants to be on the radio all the time. I just gave you a platform. Spill the beans. Go.
You quick pitched me. You saw me screening calls. I didn't even hear the setup, and then you threw it to me. So I'm not going to air any dirty laundry on the spot.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you have dirty laundry.
Of course I do. Everybody does. I have skeletons.
I don't think Evan does.
Oh, I do.
Evan definitely does.
I have one. I'm just figuring out how I would express it on the air with it not being, dumped or shouldn't be talked about. It's more about my first experience.
Got it. Okay, well, I don't want to hear about that.
That sounds
by
more
the way,
embarrassing. Than
Yeah.
No, it was not
skeleton.
embarrassing. It was not. No, it was not embarrassing.
Was it scandalous?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Oh, he was one of his mom's friends. He's
No,
like
no,
Zach
no.
Wilson.
No.
That's why he likes Zach Wilson so much.
It was not.
He can relate to the Zach Wilson life experience.
It was not.
Does
that,
your
I
mom know
promise.
this?
No, I promise you. It
Yeah?
was where it took place.
Gotcha. Okay. Still way too much information. Go ahead, Big Mac. You're up.
I think I'm good.
But, and again, please don't reveal anything personal, but that's the point of this. That when Daniel Snyder, and again, I don't know if he said it or not, but when the reports put out there that I have dirt on owners and the commissioner, those owners, whomever they may be, and Roger Goodell, know immediately
that's why.
what have I done and how could he know it?
But that's why that report from ESPN is absolutely true. And you know who probably leaked it? Daniel Snyder. Because it's kind of like throwing the flare signs out there, sending the message, don't F with me.
Right.
And that's what he's doing. And then, yes, the team could deny it. It's not true. The report's not accurate.
Sure.
But you've already done the damage because if you have done something as an NFL owner or you're the NFL commissioner, you're thinking, holy crap, this guy's really willing to blow up the league if we try to bring him down.
Yeah, and I don't think you can blow up the league, but you could certainly embarrass owners.
You can do. You're right. Nothing to blow up the NFL because no matter what happens, you and I are watching. Everyone's watching.
not
But
just
you can
that.
bring humans down. You can bring powerful people down.
You can for sure, but also listen. One of the biggest personal scandals for an owner did not result in that owner having to sell the team or hide in his house for 5 years. He got embarrassed. He had to suck up being embarrassed, and 3 years later, while it's a punchline of a joke now, nobody even thinks about it. I'm talking about Robert Kraft.
Because he didn't commit a crime, number one. And also, there are certain things you can come back from,
But
and there are certain
dirt's not
things you can't
necessarily
come back
criminal either.
from. No, but again, there's dirt you can come back from.
Yes.
And there's dirt you can't come back from.
Right.
And we've already seen what you can't come back from and what you can survive. Going to a massage parlor in Jupiter, Florida,
Right.
you can survive from.
I mean, some people go from there to the sideline of New York Giant games. I can't let that one go. My man Darnay, where'd he go, kiddo?
But you can't come back from sending racist emails. You can't.
Right.
And
No,
we're
no,
seeing
that's
that with
true.
John Gruden.
That is very true. All right, listen, we got lots to do. Start off with all the Yankee stuff, of course. How does it impact you? And it's about you. You got to be selfish on this one. Can you go to the game now? Or are you screwed? And now you're missing out on the opportunity to see Nestor Cortez and the Yankees try to take a 2-0 lead. The Yankee game, if you're just tuning in, has been postponed. They will play tomorrow afternoon at 1:07.